It's been a very beautiful and toasty warm spring. I've been taking advantage of the lovely weather and I've been spending a ton of time outside in the garden. Because the garden beds at my rental are not in the best place, I've been focusing on planting in containers around my back patio. Look, these ones have peekaboo holes so you can check out and harvest potatoes from them. There's not much going on in there yet, but if I get some good peekaboo and harvest action, I'll record it and show you. This year, due to the fact that I forgot some tiny potatoes in a bowl on my countertop and they started growing small forests out of their little potato bodies, I decided to try my hand at growing a significant amount of potatoes, which is something I've never done before. I'm hoping I have enough to store for winter. Someone told me that you can plant the potato slips just like you would sweet potato slips, allowing you to increase the number of potato plants you're growing without having to sacrifice more potatoes to seed. I was able to triple the number of potato plants I'm growing by using this method, but we'll see what the harvest looks like in a few months. In that very same countertop bowl, I had some neglected sweet potatoes. They were starting to poke out little sprouts of their own, so I decided to also try growing sweet potatoes this year, which is something I've never done before. To grow my slips, I half-buried 2 sweet potatoes in a tub and started out by giving them a very humid and warm environment to grow in, by keeping them in a sunny spot with the top on most of the day. As the weather got nicer out and the slips started growing bigger, I started keeping the top off so they could have a little room to stretch their legs. It took about a month for the slips to grow to a plantable size. The first few I removed didn't have much in the way of roots, but a gardener I follow on YouTube said he just plants these directly in soil without first growing the roots in water, and they produce well for him. The second batch that I cut off I took from below the soil line, and they had already developed some pretty significant root systems, which I was really excited to see. I unfortunately have a pretty big deer problem here, and I read that deer absolutely love sweet potato vines, so I bought this pretty thick garden mesh to hopefully keep them out. I really like that it's black too, so it doesn't stand out as badly as that bright white garden mesh that you see everywhere. My third garden experiment, which I actually started in March, was taken from that very same countertop bowl, and it is a neglected head of garlic. Garlic is supposed to be planted in the fall, but I just decided to put it in the ground and see what it would do for me. It hasn't really done very well. As the greenery's been dying off, I've been digging up the tiny garlic bulbs and using them so they don't go to waste. They're about the size of a small garlic clove, so it's almost like I've been able to replace the bulb that I forgot on the counter, little by little. It's all been fun, and I've really enjoyed the learning experience. Growing my own food has helped me to really appreciate how much farmers go through to produce all the food that we consume. Growing food comes with a pretty big learning curve, especially because my intention is to grow in a way that's healthy for my body and the environment and the critters and the beneficial bugs. I mean, even the 10,857,000 pests that want to eat my crops have a purpose and place in this world too, so they shouldn't be eradicated either. For now, I'm just experimenting and learning anyway. Although I'd like to get there someday, I'm grateful that I'm not currently in a place where I need to provide the bulk of my own food. It's definitely going to take quite a bit of practice before I'm ready for anything like that. So thank you for watching, and by the way, little Maggie says hi. Today is our 15-year anniversary, which is why she's so sleepy.